Okay, we have a piecewise function here, and we're asked to write the equation. I know it's a piecewise function because I can see this line going up here to a y-intercept of 2, and then a new line takes over at x equals 0. So my general format, my structure for these is going to be, f of x equals, and then I'm going to set up a squiggly bracket. And I'm going to have two equations. And I know I have two equations because I can clearly see I have this one right here. And then I have a new one taking over at x equals 0. So they're both drawn in blue, but I'm going to call it the yellow and the green. So what I have to do is write the name of the equation. And I do that with my old standard y equals mx plus b. It's slope-intercept form. So I just need to figure out what is the slope here and what is the y-intercept of that line. And it looks like my slope here I can easily get from going from this location, which is at -2 on the x-axis, up to 2 at y. So I'm doing a rise up 2 and a run up 2. My slope is 2 over 2, which is 1. Okay, and my y-intercept is very clear to see here. My y-intercept here is 2. So I can now write this equation as, oops, I was going to start doing the y. I don't need the y equals here because I have f of x equals. This part is just going to be the mx plus b portion. So my slope is 1, so it's basically just x. If you wrote 1x, it's not really wrong, but we don't write the 1. It'll be x plus 2. So there is that equation. Now this one is a horizontal line, and horizontal lines, hopefully you remember, always take the form y is equal to a number. It technically is still slope-intercept form. It's just that the slope is 0. So that part zeroes out, and then it just equals your y-intercept. So my y-intercept here is 2. Y is constant at 2. Any point along this line, the y value is 2, which is why the equation is 2. It's a horizontal line. So then what I need to do is just establish my domain. Well, if I'm looking at this guy, I can see that the split happens here at the y-axis. The y-axis is the location where x is equal to 0, right? This right here is the origin. It's where x and y both are 0. So to the left of the y-axis, to the left of x equals 0, so if x is less than 0, then I'm going to use this line that I highlighted in yellow. That's the equation x plus 2. To the right is going to be my horizontal line y equals 2. So it just has f of x equals 2. That's essentially the equation y equals 2 in this piecewise format. And that's if x is greater than 0. Now, the last thing I need to do is sort of establish what's going on at 0. Now, this one you actually have options. It's a colored solid circle at 2, but they both go there, so I really just need to pick one. I could put the or equal to here, or I could put it there. It doesn't matter. Visually, they would look the same. It does mean that this is the function that's in charge at x equals 0 at the takeover. But because they're not at different locations, we don't have the open circle, closed circle. It just appears to be closed the whole way. And again, I could have put the or equal to here, and that would have been all right, but you can't have it at both locations, just one, either this or that. Okay, so that's how you're going to write the piecewise equation given the graph. Find the equation of each section, and then just define the domain.